welcome all to a performance analysis first contact of Resident Evil 5 on the Xbox One and the PS4. I had quite a few requests to look at this, and after visiting the games in reverse order of these re-releases, we have already seen 6, again made with the same MT framework that we are seeing here from version 5. Now, pound to a penny, this is a direct PC port again, with less in the way of any extra treats and additions, and I'm pretty much sure this is a DirectX running game on the Xbox One and a GNMX game on the PS4. In terms of presentation, we're looking at pretty much the identical game we saw on the PC, so you are presented with a 1080p resolution on both, and animation characters are pretty much the same, in some ways better than what we saw in 6, in some ways worse, but overall the presentation does look somewhat dated now, but this is a game that is approaching 7 years old, so it really is starting to show its age, unsurprisingly, and this bit and polish that it's received here with basically a higher up-res isn't really going to do it that many favours. In terms of the game story, it is identical, and the gameplay, which includes the clunky turning moving system, which does feel quite terrible now when you play, but all DLC content is included. The only downside is the extra single player sections are only unlocked once you finish the main game. Ultimately, this is an identical port from the PC version from many moons ago, and a crisper version of last-gen consoles with a better frame rate, but it's not really going to set anyone's heart aflutter. And coming off the back of 6, that performance metric may also send people's heart rate rising and their eyebrows lowering. Yes, it really doesn't hit the 60 target very well at all. And no side is singled out here, with both versions struggling to hit a constant 60 FPS. Even in the most tame sections of the game, just plodding through the villages, it can dip down to the 40s and 50s, with an average frame rate of 53. Cutscenes fare better on the PS4, and the Xbox One struggles more in gameplay ever so slightly, but overall they are pretty much neck and neck where it matters. And that includes the 30Hz intro sequence, which looks most likely to be a video section. Outside of this though, every other cutscene does run at 60Hz. It's not really the kind of performance that they should be putting out, and I do feel as if Resident Evil 4, if it receives the same treatment, we may be looking at a very similar performing game, which would be a shame, as that one I think is the one that most people are looking forward to. Now, the game's enjoyment isn't ruined due to these performance issues, and that's largely down to the control system, but it could have done with a 60 FPS delivery more in line than what we saw with Resident Evil 6, and it's just a shame that this port seems to have had less attention, or they just found an easier way to port it straight over from PC. Either or, you're not going to get a difference on either machine, whether you buy this on PS4 or Xbox One. They both seem to suffer equally, and as you can see with the on-screen metrics and the performance overall, not something that's really impressive or should really be delivered at this price point. Even at £16 online, or about $20, this isn't something you should be splashing your cash on unless you are a hardcore Resident Evil fan. Anyway, I will leave you with a few more minutes of footage. If you did like this or anything else, then please feel free to subscribe and like below. It'll help me create more content and keep the channel going. Also, check back very soon for my RX 480 review. I'm sorry for the delay, but I had a delay on getting my card, but I have got it now, and I'm finishing off my review and details, and they should be up very soon. I'll see you soon on the next one.